Ed Sheeran is in and out of court at the moment, and he is in a legal battle with two songwriters who claim the 2017 hit Shape of You copies parts of their track Oh Why, and he's currently going back and forth on a trial with his lawyers and their lawyers. I'll put up the comparison over on my Instagram for copyright reasons, but it's basically the part in Shape of You where it says all why, all why, all why, all why, just numerous times and then carries on going. He does it exactly the same in his song, and it is very similar, I'm not gonna lie. His song come out on the 19th of March 2015 and shot up to nearly 1 million views, probably because of the attraction around this case. And Ed Sheeran's song Shape of You come out on the 30th of January 2017. And has gotten 5.6 billion views, which is absolutely crazy. I don't see why, with the money Ed Sheeran's got, there wasn't just a little payout here for the similarity in the song. Why it got taken to the High Court, I don't know. Maybe the guy wants the bigger bag, or Ed Sheeran just feels like he's innocent in the situation and can defend himself and not have to give him nothing. In written evidence, the singer Ed Sheeran said the element of Shape of You being contested was very short and the parts of the song were entirely commonplace. He said, even so, if I had heard Oh Why at the time, I would have referenced it and got the steps taken to clear it. He added, I've always tried to be completely fair in crediting anyone who makes any contribution to any song I write. I do refer to other works on occasion when I write, as do many songwriters. If there is a reference to another work, I notify my team so that steps can be taken to obtain clearance. I have been scrupulous as I possibly can, having given credits to people who I believe may be more than a mere influence for a songwriting element. This is because I want to treat other songwriters fairly. On the trial, it said a middle ground between stealing and coincidence could be the situation. Mr. Sutcliffe says he believes it's possible Sheeran has copied his song but can't actually remember doing it. I've written thousands of songs. Mr. Sutcliffe says we've disagreed on a lot over the last few days. I'm going to end it on something I think we'll agree on. When asked by the barrister how many songs he believes he's written, Sheeran says thousands. He adds, I've been writing songs since I was 13. I've written a lot of songs. He and the barrister agreed the internet has made listening to other artists' music accessible to people around the world. Mr. Sutcliffe puts it to him that he's listened to many more songs than he has written. They were even going to the extent of investigating all of Ed Sheeran's devices to see if he had listened to the song and also his email accounts. I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. Mr. Sutcliffe asked about the 41 devices that were searched. Sheeran explains that rather than look for them himself, he tasked others with doing so. He says this is because he has trust in his professionals. As for providing evidence for the case, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't in this case. Email accounts. Sheeran also told the courts his Gmail was hacked back in 2017 and that he regularly closes and refreshes his accounts. Careless Ed. We hear from more witness statements in which Sheeran writes, I explained that I did not specifically remember when or how I disposed of the MacBook, but that I regularly lose or break devices, so my comment when I disposed of it was based on my general experience with such devices and the fact that I no longer had it. Mrs. Sutcliffe asked how Ed Sheeran would feel if someone used one of these hooks in their songs. Sheeran says it has happened to me on plenty of occasions, adding I wouldn't feel anything. He says usually I say whatever and I don't do anything. He adds I never sued anyone. Mr. Sutcliffe says that's not entirely true, saying Sheeran issued proceedings against Sammy in 2018. Sheeran answers, I'm trying to clear my name here. You guys are the ones that brought the case in the first place. We're just trying to defend ourselves. He adds, I'm a songwriter, I write songs, that's it. It was suggested to Ed Sheeran that you borrow from others then work around it. We are pointed to an email sent on the 11th of January by musicologist Peter 4 days after the release of Shape of You. In it he speaks of the internet coming alive with the mashups of the song. In reference to the influence of TLC No Scrubs melody, the message says Sheeran looks like someone who borrows from others then tries to work around it. Mr. Sutcliffe tells Sheeran, you didn't behave in a transparent and fair way with No Scrubs writers, did you? Sheeran says music clearance has been sought but did not come back yet. Now, the big accusation towards Ed Sheeran is that he takes people's songs, switches it up a little bit, and then puts it out himself and makes loads of money. It's said that we just saved ourselves 4 mil was something that was found in an email. An extract is read to Sheeran from the diary of Steve Mack's manager, in which Sheeran is quoted as saying, changes made to Shape of You regarding TLC and their song No Scrubs just saved us $4 million. Sheeran says it is hearsay written down and that he never said that. Mr. Sutcliffe says Sheeran's model is to take it, change it and make lots of money. A phone call is discussed at which Ed Sheeran wasn't present, where the likeness to Blackstreet's No Diggity was also discussed. Now, this is where we get to the actual comparison to the song. This is very technical and music based that I don't really understand, but it said about the sensitivity over the OI hook. We are told Sheeran liked the low parts of the OI phrase and was trying to achieve a layered choral effect. Mr. Sutcliffe says there was an argument over the OI hook in the song. Sheeran says no, there was a heated argument over the drum beat being put over the chorus. He says that he wanted it taken out. Mr. Sutcliffe says Sheeran was sensitive about the OI hook as he was unable to explain how it had been written. He questions why there is no mention of the hook or the drum beat argument in the New York Times documentary. Sheeran says he doesn't know. As far as any influence he had in influence over what the documentary makers included in the film, he says the New York Times would tell you to get lost. Now, the trial has been long, and if you guys want to see the whole thing, it'll be quite boring go through all of it, then I'll leave a link in the description. But two of the main ways they're trying to catch him out is about a tweet, first of all. Ed Sheeran said, "I get hundreds and thousands of tweets." Sheeran is being asked about a tweet sent to him by the guy who made the song, Sammy, in 2011. Switch tweeted Sheeran asking him if he could listen to his new single in April of that year, the court is told. He also tweeted about apparently meeting him in June 2011. They were sent to the Twitter handle at Ed Sheeran, the court hears. "I get hundreds and thousands of tweets every single day saying he cannot read all of them." He's also asked if he did a shout out to Sammy Switch at Reading Festival 2011. The star says he didn't do that and he never really agrees to do shout outs on stage because he feels bad if he forgets. It is put to Ed Sheeran that he must have been aware of Sammy Switch because of the tweets, which is ridiculous, he must get loads, and also that he allegedly met him and because of that he got a shout out. "This is stuff you're saying but it isn't true," is what Sheeran replied. Now, another one they're doing is bringing the owner of SBTV that sadly passed away recently, Jamal Edwards, into the situation. The court is told that he likely saw a song of one of the writers on SBTV. Sheeran says that that's not true. He agrees he watched artists like Big Nasty, Gets, Skepta on SBTV, but points out there were many other artists on the platform whose videos he never saw, which is true. Jamal was putting out a lot of content. He is asked about Sammy, known as Sammy Switch, but again points out that he did not see anything on the platform. "You must have heard his music," he is asked. Sheeran says that he was not at the point where he would have been checking the platform regularly, as it was the first day after his album release. If you guys want to see the song comparison, then go over to my Instagram at Fesify. I'll put it over there. I'm going to make a part 2 if this hits 1,000 likes, so drop a like also. See you guys in my next video. Peace out.